Okay, guys, I now want to go over the liquidity analysis example so that you guys can put together your own liquidity analysis from the template I've provided. So for this example, you can see it goes through October. On the left-hand side for this example, all of the liquid assets and liquid liabilities are listed. For example, all the bank accounts right here are listed. All the payment apps right here are listed, and anything other assets that can be turned into cash right away are listed here too. In addition, you at the bottom of the analysis, you have all the liquidity liabilities such as credit cards, a mortgage payment for 6 months, as that's the only payment that is on a monthly plan, and then you have estimated taxes that this person may owe. So when you go ahead and put these all together, all your assets that you're listing are going to be positive numbers. Any liabilities that you list are going to be negative numbers. This will allow you to see what your liquidity is before you have any liquidity from a home equity if you own a home. So this is pretty simple, guys. You just go ahead and enter in your balances at the end of each month on the last day of the month to get your true balance to figure out what your liquidity is. If you don't have a house, it basically stops here. If you have a home, you go ahead and put the estimated amount of the home in this line, and then you go ahead and say your mortgage amount is this at the end of the month. This will go ahead and give you the estimated available home equity that you have in your home. Now, the estimated available home equity before debt is calculated at 80%. Generally speaking, most banks kind of like to have an 80% rule, but if they're willing to give you more leeway and they say you only need 10% equity, you can go ahead and change that number to a 0.9 from a 0.8. And then I just went ahead and took the liquidity before your home equity and then your liquidity with your home equity to get the total liquidity that you roughly have as an estimate. This tool is very easy to use. You just update it once a month on the last day of the month, and it just gives you a snapshot of how much money you have to turn into cash right away if you have something from a major expense to an investment opportunity, stuff like that. So feel free to use this. It's pretty simple. Any questions, just revert back to the instructions that go along with the template.